Adobe stock is down bad. And since they are the creators of Photoshop and hundreds of other products, big products, I wanted to put this on your watch list because we are approaching major support. Like very soon, we might hit this. On X, I posted AI uncertainty is hammering this tech giant. This might test major support at $274.20. So we're down 32% year over year. And look at the 3-month chart, okay? We are 7% away from this $274.20. So now is the time to check it, especially because when we were at this area back in 2022, I mean, this was a 100% move, 129% bounce. People made money. And so today with this whole buy when others are fearful, is this the time to make some money off Adobe if we do hit this level, or is it just going to completely fall apart for good reason? So here's why this is interesting. This is a company with 89% gross margins. They generate almost $10 billion in free cash flow. They dominate 70% of the creative software market. And right now they're trading at a 47% discount to their peers. So there's several reasons why the stock is down bad. One, the FTC lawsuit back in June 2024. The FTC and DOJ sued Adobe for hidden cancellation fees and deceptive practices. Basically, they're saying Adobe made it really hard to cancel subscriptions and charge people these early termination fees without being transparent about it. This lawsuit is still pending. No settlement as of the time of this recording, January 2026. Number two, growth deceleration. Adobe used to grow at 15% plus. Now they are guiding for 9% revenue growth in 2026. That's a big slowdown. The market obviously doesn't like it. Number three, competition is heating up. Canva has 240 million users. That's 4 times more than Adobe's Creative Cloud subscribers, and they are 4 times cheaper. $15 a month versus $60 a month. And get this, 95% of Fortune 500 companies are now using Canva. Number four, AI disruption fears. Midjourney, DALL-E. All these AI tools are democratizing content creation. Some investors think Adobe's professional tools are getting commoditized. And number five, this is really new. Apple just announced Creator Studio, which is launching at the end of January. And this is going to be $12.99 a month. So that's a lot of headwinds. So let's talk about the elephant in the room. Goldman Sachs downgraded Adobe to sell with a $290 price target. That implies 14% more downside from the current levels at the time of this recording. There's several other firms that cut their target to $350, $310. Everyone is downgrading this stock. This is the most bearish Wall Street has been on Adobe in over a decade. But here's where it gets interesting. When everyone hates a stock, sometimes that's when you want to start paying attention. So let's look at the actual numbers. So Adobe just reported fiscal 2025 results. Let's go through those numbers. Revenue, $23.8 billion, up 11% year over year. Their free cash flow is at $9.9 billion. So that's a 41.5% free cash flow margin. That's very good. That's best in class among software companies, actually. Gross margin, 89%. Again, best in class. So here's why people think this is historically cheap for Adobe at these current levels. So the EPS situation is a little confusing. GAAP EPS for fiscal 2025 was $16.70. Non-GAAP EPS was $20.94. That's a 25% difference. When you see PE ratios floating around, you need to know which number they are using. Using GAAP EPS, Adobe trades at 17.7x earnings. Using non-GAAP, it's about 14x. Either way, that's historically cheap for Adobe. Adobe's 5-year average PE is around 33x. They are currently at 17.7x. That's a 46% discount to their own historical average. Now let's compare it to peers. Microsoft trades at 32x earnings, Salesforce at 30x, Intuit at 38x. The peer average is about 33x. Adobe at 17.7x versus peers at 33x presents a potential 47% discount. Obviously, some of this discount is justified because growth is slowing, there's legal risk, competition is real, but 47% is pricing in a lot of bad news. And here's the thing about the balance sheet. Adobe has about $6.5 billion in cash and investments. Total debt is around $4 billion. Net debt is only about $2.5 billion. Interest coverage is 40x. This is a healthy company financially. Now, here's where you can kind of combat the whole AI situation. So one thing bears miss is that Adobe isn't just getting disrupted by AI, they're actually leading in AI. Firefly, their generative AI platform, launched in March of 2023. As of November 2025, they had over 24 billion generations. That's 3x growth quarter over quarter in generation volume. And here's Adobe's advantage: commercial safety. Firefly is trained on Adobe stock and licensed content. So if you're an enterprise using Firefly, you're not worried about copyright lawsuits. That matters a lot for Fortune 500 companies. Plus, Firefly is integrated directly into Photoshop, Illustrator, Premiere Pro, so you're not switching to a different app. You're using AI within your existing workflow. Now, they did just announce a partnership with Runway for video generation in Premiere Pro in December of 2025, so they are filling gaps where they don't have the best internal tech. The revenue from Firefly is estimated at 300 to 500 million annual reoccurring revenue for fiscal 2025. That's not disclosed officially, but that's the range analysts estimate. If AI actually drives incremental revenue, this could be an upside surprise. All right, so now my favorite part of any investment, let's look at the risk to reward, because this is a speculative situation. So the FTC lawsuit is the big unknown. Here are the potential outcomes. Outcome 1, settlement under 300 million. Probability 40%. If this happens, the legal overhang is removed. Stock probably pops 15 to 20%. Outcome 2, settlement between 300 and 500 million. Probability 35%. Stock probably up 5 to 10%. Market can digest this. Outcome 3, goes to trial or penalty over 500 million. Probability is 25%. Stock probably drops another 10 to 20%. So you have asymmetric risk to reward here. The upside scenarios are more probable than the severe downside, in my opinion. So looking back at this chart, again, we're currently at $296 a share at the time of this recording. This is major support at $274. And if we do come down here, this is another support line I have. Maybe it'll wick down here and come back up at $241. This is $180. This is the IPO anchored VWAP. I like this. A lot of times stocks will potentially find support at this level as well. This is really low though, 180. But I do feel like at some point, if this does get really exhausted, this could have a 20 to 30% move in a fairly short time period. So what I don't like is this whole Canva thing. That makes me really nervous. Looking back at my notes, Canva has 240 million users. That's 4x more than Adobe's Creative Cloud subscribers, and they are 4 times cheaper. $15 versus $60 a month. I know there's probably some context there that needs to be filled in, but still, that makes me very nervous. And that's just one of their competitors. But one thing that I love to check, even if it might not be too much of an indicator, is insider activity, because that just gives me a little bit more conviction. And what I didn't like is that I'm not seeing significant open market purchases from Adobe insiders recently. The institutional ownership is about 80%, so the big boys are still in this. The short interest is pretty low at 2.7%, so bears aren't aggressively shorting this. It's more of a stay away sentiment than a short it to zero sentiment. The positives, 70% market share in creative software, 89% gross margins, 9.9 billion in free cash flow, 47% discount to peers, Firefly AI showing real adoption, financially strong balance sheet. The negatives, FTC lawsuit creates binary risk, growth is decelerating to 9%, competition from Canva, Apple, AI tools, wave of analyst downgrades. I forgot about that whole Apple thing because this is such a new development. That Apple subscription that they're making is also extremely relevant, in my opinion. Okay, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens if it comes to this level. Let's see what happens based on the FTC outcome. If you want to set alerts, $274.20 is what I have. Maybe $240 area, but here you can see my level. This is a 3-month chart again, so I just put a line there. I like the horizontal, clear sort of examples, but I wouldn't be surprised if we maybe wick down to these levels. And if you go really low, down at $180, this is the IPO anchored VWAP. A lot of institutional purchases, big money. Whenever they're putting in billions of dollars into a stock over the weeks, months, quarter over quarter, they're using these VWAP sort of algorithms. So that's why I like to look at the anchored VWAP. Consider subscribing if you enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, guys. Peace.